Jump over. Jump
I'm
right
gonna
here.
climb over you.
Yeah.
Watch it all comes crashing down. Okay. Oh, somebody left their stuff on. Hey guys. What's up? We are live here for our very first podcast. We're just doing a Facebook Live because we were having some technical difficulties getting everything to stream as it should, but nonetheless, here we are.
Yes.
So, we wanted to jump on here real quick and give you guys an update on the lawsuit, the pending lawsuit from the SPLC representing the local area churches, the Hispanic churches that are suing Arizona Patriots, AZ Patriots, and the other group, and 11 defendants together. The four of us are represented by our amazing attorney, and so we have reached a settlement agreement. So I just kind of wanted to touch on this with you guys real quick and let you know what we agreed to settle on. And keep in mind that 95% of all lawsuits are settled out of court. It costs a lot of money to litigate a case with, discovery and a trial and the whole 9 yards. So for us, this was the most cost efficient and, something that we all agreed on with the advice of our attorney was to settle on these terms. So originally the churches had, just so if anybody's not up to speed on what happened, we documented and exposed local area churches that were receiving the illegal aliens coming into Phoenix from DHS on a daily basis. So we followed the buses. We didn't discriminate on what church we were going to follow. We followed every bus everywhere and, showed up where the illegal aliens showed up. So the church leaders got together with the SPLC and another law firm and filed a lawsuit against our group and the other group. So, without further ado, we have agreed to these terms. And now keep in mind, the story's finished, right? We're done. We don't have any other need to go back there and, unless something major pops off. But, we've agreed to some terms that prohibit rules to follow, right?
Most of which we never broke in the first place.
Right. And keep in mind, there are 11 defendants in this case, so everybody did a little something different, right? So there were some defendants that walked inside the church, right? Walked inside the church, and then went on air and talked about how they just barged in and went undercover and into these churches, right? So that, they set themselves up, really. So, our actions don't necessarily match what other people did, and it could be vice versa too. But for us, this was reasonable for us.
The churches are still receiving buses, by the way. That part hasn't stopped.
Right. Okay, so the defendants: myself, Jennifer Harrison, Eduardo, Michael, and Jeremy. We are the four defendants represented in this particular consent decree, represented by our own attorney. And we have agreed. The defendants permanently enjoined and restrained from A, trespassing on, standing, sitting, lying, blocking, impeding, obstructing ingress or egress from any property or building owned or regularly and consistently utilized by plaintiffs or directly encouraging others to do the same. So we can't trespass on their property, right? We can't block the ingress, egress, etc. Which, people are going to say, why are you agreeing to this? I mean, I'll admit, I did trespass on their property. Okay? I mean, you guys have all seen the videos. I walked on their property and I recorded the buses until the police came and told me I had to leave. Granted, we didn't break any laws, but
Or we would have been arrested.
but constitutionally, they do have the right to keep us off their property. So we have agreed to that. Number 2, trespass, stand, sit, lie, be present in or on, blocking, impeding, obstructing ingress or egress from any parking lot, driveway entrance, walkway entrance to any property or building owned or regularly or consistently utilized by the plaintiffs, or directly encouraging others to do the same. So we can't block their driveway, which again, we never did that to begin with. Us four, neither of us have blocked their driveway. So
let her go.
no, so we agreed we won't do that. Number 3, physically abusing, grabbing, touching, pushing, shoving, crowding, torturously harassing persons entering or leaving, working at or using the services of any property or building owned or regularly and consistently utilized by the plaintiffs, or directly encouraging others to do the same. We've never hit anybody, touched anybody, grabbed anybody, touched anybody, pushed anybody, shoved anybody, crowded, or torturously harassed anybody.
I don't even know what that
never
means.
have in the past and never will in the future.
Exactly.
It's a moot point.
We have agreed not to do that. Number 4, using any mechanical loudspeaker, sound amplification device, including but not limited to megaphone, bullhorn, electric amplifier, or making any excessively loud sound which injures, disturbs, or endangers the health or safety of any person on the property. Okay, I used the megaphone once. I personally was not in favor to agree to this, because if you're on a public sidewalk, but our lawyer he advised us, you got to pick your battles here.
Right.
Is it that important to you? Are you even going back there?
Right.
We have freedom of speech, just not amplified.
Right.
So,
But it says no mechanical loudspeaker. I mean, I have a voice in itself is a loudspeaker.
right. Well, you do have a mechanical thing in your throat
Yes.
too from surgery,
Yes.
so that might count.
Yes.
You better
What
watch
if you
that one.
swallowed something? Okay, so that's that. We've agreed to that. Okay, 5, defacing, vandalizing, damaging in any way any property or building owned or regularly or consistently utilized by the plaintiffs, or directly encouraging others to do the same. We never vandalized or damaged any church property. Jeremy did hit.
Again, never had, never will. What were you saying?
Actually, Jeremy was going into stealth mode one day to do some recon, and Jeremy is so not.
What did you
Jeremy
what did you
cannot
do?
be inconspicuous. Remember you hit the pole in your car?
What?
Oh, it was really dark one night and I was driving around to a
Jeremy can't
church.
drive.
Yeah, right. You can't drive.
Okay, anyway.
That one was meant for Antifa, by the way.
That was a mistake I made.
Okay,
But-
but that wasn't, you weren't defacing or vandalizing or damaging their property. I
Damaged
think.
mine.
That's
He damaged his own
Yeah.
property.
Sue the church.
Right.
It was too dark to see.
Okay, so we've agreed to that. Okay, number 6. Filming, recording, filming, taping, photographing by any means, including but not limited to cameras, cell phones, any persons on the property or building owned or regularly and consistently utilized by the plaintiffs, or encouraging others to do the same within 50 feet of the property. So we've agreed to give them their 50 feet of space. But, again, I have no need to go back there. We've exposed the story. We've uncovered the story.
You'll know what's going on.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Originally,
If something pops off, we'll show up. But we will follow the rules that we agreed to.
Right.
So
How does a drone
and
play
50
into
feet
that?
is not a big deal. Originally, they wanted 250 feet.
Exactly.
Almost a football field long.
Yes.
And we were like, no, we have the freedom to
Right.
do what we do, and we'll give you 50 feet, but you're not getting 250. So
Right. Okay. Number 7, stating. Okay, here was the one that we kind of went back and forth on with our attorney. Stating or implying or directly encouraging others to do the same in any public forum, including but not limited to social media or media interviews, that any plaintiff is engaged in any form of human trafficking or sex trafficking or harboring fugitives for purposes. I thought he took that out. For purposes of this paragraph, stating or implying includes publishing, republishing, and failing to remove any previously published statement by either consenting defendants or any third party on any social media account which consenting defendants control. So we're the consenting defendants. Anything on our page that suggested that these churches or these church leaders were involved in human trafficking or sex trafficking, they wanted to come down. So our thing was, okay, well, that's too vague. You're leaving that too open for what's what and what needs to come down. So they have
30 days.
Yes. Consenting defendants, us, shall have 30 days from receiving the itemization from plaintiffs required above to remove such previously published statements. So basically, plaintiffs are going to use their best efforts to identify all past known, previously published statements. And they're going to go through and comb through our social media, our page here, our AZ Patriots page. And if there's anything that we said that they were sex trafficking or human trafficking, we agreed to edit it. But we've already done that. There's nothing on this page that suggests that they are sex trafficking or human trafficking.
Right. And I don't think we ever actually came out and said, to any one particular person at a church, hey, you're trafficking these people or you're sex trafficking. We've made statements regarding the whole entire situation with these illegal aliens and being trafficked into the country the way they are.
Right.
But we've never actually really said, sir, you're trafficking this person who's getting off this bus right now. So
now the other group may have,
be clear about
and that's
that.
On the other group's page. Not our problem.
Not our problem, not our page.
Yep. So it's only what the page that we control is, and they have to let us know, okay, this video, minute mark, 2.5, whatever, we think that this is, you said sex trafficking. So again, it's up for debate, then it goes to our attorney.
Right.
And then, so we have a way around it. Okay, last and not least, and this was the one that we all were kind of like, ugh. We have to pay them $750, guys. $750. Not something we wanted to do. They wanted $5,000. And our attorney, we were on our deadline. So when we agreed to this consent decree here, was the day before the deadline to file our answer to their complaint. So what we had to do is file an answer before that deadline. Our attorney...
That was the end of our extension.
That was the end of our extension.
So if it went to the next day,
so if it went to the next day,
a lot more just to keep the case going. So instead of paying a few thousand more...
$1,500. It would have cost $1,500 for us to file an answer.
We were within 24 hours of that.
Within 24 hours, and then it would have had to drag on for another couple of months while we put the answer through.
Right.
Then the judge would look at it. So we either pay $750 or we pay $1,500.
Nice to get it to go away.
Right.
I'm all for making it go away. I mean, I don't feel like my rights are too infringed upon. I mean, aside from the loudspeaker and the $750, I mean...
And having to stay away 50 feet.
But again, I did trespass on their property. So
you paid the $750.
Yeah, you paid it.
So, I mean, I did do that. There's no way around it. There's video of me all over the internet, of me walking all over that damn property and not leaving when they told me to leave.
Right. Well, we haven't been trespassed by everyone.
We hadn't been trespassed by the cops. We hadn't been, but they told me to.
The church is named is what we're going to follow.
Exactly.
Right.
So there it is in its entirety, guys. We wanted you to hear it from us because it's all over. AZ Central put out an article. AZ Mirror put out an article. Basically, if any person is found in violation of this order, they will pursue civil contempt. And, we'd be liable for any actual damages incurred. again, I exposed what needed to be exposed at these churches and with this story. It was, we were learning as we were going too. We had no idea what the hell was going on with these buses, where these people were coming from, how they were getting there, what the church was doing with them.
You guys learned along with us.
Exactly. And we just showed up to ask questions. And had they just answered our flipping questions, we wouldn't have had to pull out the megaphone. We wouldn't have had to have, been trespassed.
Or continue to go weeks in and weeks out to all these other churches.
Exactly.
But nobody would answer questions. Nobody would tell us who these people were, where they came from, where they were going.
Right.
And, where the money was coming from to take care of them, where the donations were coming from, things like that we as American taxpayers deserve to know.
Yeah.
Right to
bottom line.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, that is what it is.
Right. So, and another interesting piece, guys, is that the SPLC is not in this lawsuit anymore. The SPLC wrote the complaint and then handed it off to, what's this firm's name? Wolken.
Yeah.
Wolken and...
Let's explain why that they had to hand it off. Is because they didn't do their due diligence and get their paperwork in to work in a different state, so the judge actually kicked them off the case.
Right.
So that's why it went to this other law firm.
Right.
Imagine being kicked out because you don't have your proper paperwork filed.
Right.
Undocumented lawyers.
Undocumented lawyers. Funny how that
Central,
works.
you can report on that.
There you go.
AC
There you
Mirror,
go.
report that.
The AZ Central and all these other media outlets, they still keep saying that this is an SPLC lawsuit, and it's not. They're not involved in the case, and the SPLC can suck it. Period.
Yeah.
It seems like they just want to start trouble, and then they don't want to finish it, or they don't want to fight.
Right.
They want people to just take a back seat and shut their mouths, and we didn't. We weren't willing to do that.
And honestly, we would have loved to have litigated this all the way with the trial, but I mean,
we don't have deep pockets.
Exactly, and you're foolish to think you're going to get, something like this dismissed with a couple grand, right? This is, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 legal fees. I was involved in a small business litigation when I was closing down my family business, and the lawsuit went on from start to finish for about 2 years. And I paid upwards of $70,000 in legal fees for an attorney to represent me in just this small matter. You're talking something this size with this many defendants, this many plaintiffs.
It could have easily gotten to six figures.
Exactly. Well, not. I mean, it could have. It could have. There's no telling. So, $750, and a couple grand in attorney's fees to be done and move forward. Because after this story,
it's more than a couple grand. But
after this story, we ended up following the buses back to the border, and we completed the circle from our own investigations.
Right.
We were done with this story, and it was, this lawsuit came months after we, were done with it all. So.
Which is weird how it was filed in the first place. I mean, we hadn't been to a church in 3-4 months, and then all of a sudden we were hit with this. But
remember the day? That was the day. Something else. A few things came.
There was a few things going on at once.
Yeah, that was right after the chicks who busted into that mosque were charged and did their deal. Right. It was right after their press conference that this press conference came out.
Right.
They used that as a catalyst to throw this out in the media.
Exactly, because they knew people would be watching, and then all of a sudden it was, bam, here's another one.
Right.
So.
Right.
Let me touch on these other news outlets. I don't want to keep saying their name, but they come out there and they call us anti-immigrant. We are not. Let me make it clear right now. We are not anti-immigrant. We're anti-illegal immigrants.
Right. We are pro-legal immigration.
Yep, right.
More so than many other groups.
Yep.
By the way,
Right.
more so than many other groups.
Absolutely.
Because I've actually heard other groups where they're ready to say, no legal immigration.
Right.
So I can say that, and I can talk about me as an immigrant, as a Mexican immigrant, Jeremy also having Hispanic descent. We wouldn't be here at all. And we actually have to ban one person for the first time from our page and happened to be a liberal racist, making racist statements. And
They are
that's the
racist.
first person that we have to ban for the page.
So, I mean, this is not going to stop us. This is not going to stop us from
We will keep bringing you the truth.
standing up and following these stories as they break, as they happen, as we're able to uncover them. So, I mean, I'm just thankful for it to go away. I think it caused a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. I wasn't really nervous about it because I knew what was going to happen on it. I was just more stressed that, there was a lot of
I think of the right word, yeah.
A lot of backstabbing was involved is what's happened.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it came down to it. I mean, I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag. I mean, there were
to
six
the backstabbers.
There were 6 of us here, and the other 2 decided to go back to the old group because they weren't happy with how fast I was getting legal information together for them.
Right.
So, I'm only one person in a group of many here, and so, we all...
It'd have been nice if everybody got along. We are getting done with this. If there was they stick with us, they would be done with it too.
Exactly.
And I just hope the best for them, that they get it handled. There could be a fight there, but we're just fortunate enough to be able to
Be done.
wash our hands with it and move on to bring the same news we bring to you guys.
That's
when things
right.
pop off, we're going to come out and bring it to you like we did before. So
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And so, changing topics. There's we were in Tucson yesterday, and
Last
night, and there was a no snowflakes allowed event. It was pretty cool, and Antifa was supposed to show up, but they were a no-show. So I think the Riders USA bikers were out there and kind of scared them off a little bit. I got some good takeaways from that. What was his name? Kyle.
I don't remember what his last name was.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up
I'm not familiar
real
with
quick.
him and what he's doing
He
right
is
now exactly,
great.
but
Hold on.
He was really, really good though.
Kyle. I just looked him up.
But yeah, Antifa, I was kind of disappointed Antifa was a no-show. All the stuff they like to talk behind their keyboards, and none of them would
Kyle Reyes.
leave mommy's house and come out and say hi to us. So.
Kyle Reyes. He is he like a motivational? Kyle Reyes. Hang on, guys. Unprepared. Nothing like on the spot, right? He's a public figure. He is CEO, a conservative CEO, Christian conservative CEO, who happens to be a millennial. But yeah, he's really great speaker. And so I picked up some key points here from his speech yesterday was, what is happening that we don't know is happening? So what is happening behind the scenes is, the Hollywood overload of the LGBTQ agenda. How many shows do you watch now where it's not only is there a gay scene, but there's a gay scene with a biracial couple with a transgender nephew and the neighbors having a sex change operation, and it's just morphed into this just insanity,
It's
right?
everywhere.
And they
It really
say
is.
art imitates life, but come on, nobody's life is like that.
that much. Yeah.
Right. So, we have to pay attention what our kids are watching, what our grandkids are watching,
Yeah.
what we're allowing in our homes and
talking to, yeah.
and to have our kids and our grandkids be influenced by. Facebook, Instagram advertising is censoring what you can advertise. Like, you can't advertise anything that, like, there was a guy that was selling something. It was like a bullet can opener.
Yeah,
Right.
their bottle openers
Bottle
made
openers.
out of 50 cal and 30 millimeter and something else. I want to say it was some kind of a a fragment grenade or something, and they were all converted to bottle openers, and they went to advertise on Facebook, and Facebook pulled all the ads down.
Yep.
Because they didn't want to trigger people.
Right. So they have,
grow up. People have been selling freaking, shotgun shell and AR shell, fucking keychains forever.
Language.
And it's never been a problem until
Well,
the
they're
left.
just chipping away.
2016.
It's capitalism. They should be able to make and sell whatever they want.
Exactly.
That's what we believe in capitalism.
Right.
They're just trying to come at us.
Right. So, Facebook trigger words, you can't, you're in Facebook jail for everything. You can't say anything. All of the censorship, the Google ad accounts, mass reports by trolls on LinkedIn and Twitter. And, and so who are we supporting, right? So how many of you tonight are going to go pick up a gallon of milk at Walmart, even though Walmart's decided to ban selling ammunition and firearms? Not me. I'll drive an extra mile to go to a store that I know is supporting the causes and the values that I support.
Right.
And that's
just not Fry's and just not Kroger either.
And why not support our local mom and pop shops?
Right.
They need the business anyway, so
Right.
I don't mind paying another $1 for my box of ammo if it helps them.
Right.
And they're like-minded people. I'll bring my patronage to them.
Exactly, and that's what it's come down to, guys. It's about standing up for what's right. So we can no longer support these corporations. And look at Walmart, right? Walmart's destroyed neighborhoods. They've destroyed, mom and pop shops to peddle their Chinese cheap plastic shit. Excuse my language.
Yep.
Language.
And here we are, dumb Americans, right? We go in there and we buy it up, right? And I'm sorry, does anybody work at Walmart ever? No.
Doesn't seem like it.
Nobody works at Walmart. You have to wait like 30 minutes to get a teller. You have to bag your own stuff. No, thank you. Okay? I refuse. So we have something fun planned for you guys in the next couple days. I'll tell you about it.
I mentioned
I know. Okay, so just wait and watch for it. Watch for it at Walmart.
We'll give you a heads up when we're going to.
Yes. So open your mouth, guys, and open your wallet. Okay, who are we backing? Who are we standing behind? We are standing behind corporations that are turning around and supporting leftist causes. You need to pay more attention to that. Open your wallet and back your local candidates. Steve Ronenbach is running for Congress. He needs our backing. You can go to, steveronenbach.com?
Yes.
steveronenbach.com. And there is a donate, contribute now button. Please go on there. Give $5. Give $10. Whatever you have to give.
He needs to win.
Yes.
He needs to win to get rid of Grijalva.
Exactly, guys. And we have to understand our enemy. Okay, the enemy has infiltrated every facet of our lives, of our culture. We've already lost the culture war. We're done there. They're in our schools. They're in Hollywood. They're in the media. They're in big tech. They're in the corporations. They are everywhere. And what are we doing? Right? We're sitting home, sharing videos out. And it is important that we share them and get the message out. But again, you have to remember, they're only going to let you share what they think is appropriate that you share.
Right.
So what more can we do? Right? We have to find our tribe, buy from our people, support our people. And we have to unify. We don't have to like each other, right? We can all be at the same event, and you might not like that I flip my hair or that my shorts are too short, whatever, but we have to back the fact that we all are supporting the same cause, right? I don't care what your hair looks like. I don't care how dirty your house is. I don't care any of it, okay? If you're out there fighting for America and you're out there fighting for the things that we are fighting for, then I will support you in that moment. We might not have to like each other, but for God's sakes, this is why this movement is falling short. we are the minority here. The left is organized. They can mobilize, and they're smart, guys. We think that they're just dumb liberals, but they're smart. They know what they're doing.
They got it together.
They have money.
They can put their issues aside from each other, and they unite, and they come towards us with that. So their numbers are strong when they come out. I just know that there's a lot of people at home that believe what we believe in, and they're not coming out. They're not voicing their side as we are. So we just need strength in numbers, guys.
Strength in numbers, guys. We have to start showing up, and there'll be an event for our side where we need to go stand up in city council, or we need to go and voice our feedback on a bill in the legislature, right?
Even go down and do some positive things. You all might have saw a video about a month ago or whatever. We went down the naturalization ceremony. We welcome these people, and
I'm looking for something to speak about.
we're congratulating these people coming in, and we welcome them because they're coming in and doing it the right way. That's what we're behind. God bless them.
Right.
Bringing them in.
Right.
In the right way.
Right. But the point is that we have to be doing something, because you look at what's going on, and we have such small numbers, and everyone's like, well, we work. Take the day off. There's going to be times, guys, where we are in the fight of our lives. We're in the fight of our lives. When it's something major, like, and even things like school board meetings.
Yes.
Right? School board meetings, city council meetings.
It could affect your child. Taking a day off could make a big difference.
Well, it's the fact that they're pushing this equity, and it's full on communism. We are on the brink of communism, and we are doing nothing. We are doing nothing. We are waiting for politicians to get into office to save us. Guess what, guys? Nobody's coming to save you. It is up to us. It is up to you to get up and fight back. We have to fight back. Nobody's going to save us.
Yep. Telling each other you can't show a banner at a game. Telling each other you can't wear a red hat. Telling each other you shouldn't do that because it looks bad. Wear your red hat. Show your Trump gear.
Speaking of the showing the banner at a game, I'm going to touch on something real quick, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but while it's fresh on my mind, people need to start to let these facilities know and these sports teams know that we're not going to put up with their BS anymore. They tell you can't drop a Trump flag, or you can't hold up a sign there that has anything to do with politics, yet they will let idiots kneel during the national anthem, which is a political statement. So why can the athletes do it and the fans can't? When are you going to stop buying tickets to these sporting events and paying these idiots salaries instead of standing up for your rights and our rights and everybody's rights? It needs to stop.
Yeah, you want to buy the tickets? Bring the banner, bring your flag. Imagine somebody's telling you now what you can bring and what you can't. Right. I mean, where does it stop?
Right. Exactly, that's just it. So it's not a law. It's a house rule. It's a corporate rule. Just like Walmart saying you can't open carry in their stores anymore, or we're not going to sell ammunition anymore. They're changing laws through corporate policies, right? If that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. So they're telling you what you can and can't do in the ballpark. They're telling you what you can and cannot do in the grocery store. So where does it end, right?
That's infringement.
And that's the problem is it doesn't end.
Right.
If you give the left an inch, they will take a mile and then some.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we need to stop giving them those inches.
I agree. Do you guys see Eddie? Because he's not on.
Yeah, he's right there.
He's not on Jeremy's.
But it won't show on mine. That's weird.
Your phone is racist.
Cut him out.
No, but you probably have to go. You probably have to go landscape. The live stream is.
That's what I did. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's all we have for today.
Anna said she saw Eddie.
And let me see my phone. I know how to work it. You don't.
Shut up, Jeremy.
Martina wants to know what happened with the security guard.
We are in the process of that, guys. We already have.
Which one you say?
Yes, we have the story out to our attorney.
Yeah.
That's all we can say about that. But I may change my last name to Diamondback. And you all can visit me at my stadium.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. So anyway,
season tickets for everyone.
Trump flags for everyone.
Free admission if you're wearing your MAGA hat.
Right. So yeah, guys. Amazon, go to what's Dion's site? Trump2020swag.com.
Yeah.
Trump2020swag.com. Order the little thing.
Which is what I was looking for. He posted something the other day, I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was today, about them officially becoming a part of the official Trump campaign.
Yes.
And I just want to say for all the people who claim to be conservatives but have a problem with us doing our flag drop at the stadium, well, that is part of the campaign. So either
mass exposure, guerrilla marketing.
Either get your ass on board or take a hike, because it's time for this. Everybody's a patriot until it's time to do patriot shit to stop. You're either in or you're out. And if you don't get on board and you're not in, then we're going to lose this fight. We're going to lose this battle.
That's right. And everyone's like, oh, you're so brave to wear that hat. Right?
Right. So you wear one too then.
Wear one too. Guys, I mean, if I can encourage or inspire anybody on this feed to, if you don't have a MAGA hat, buy one tomorrow and wear it everywhere.
Proudly.
Proudly.
We wear these all day,
Nothing
every day.
will happen to you, I promise. Just don't walk in a back alley at 3 a.m. in South Phoenix, BBI. No, but seriously, nothing's going to happen to you, and you have to be bold. We have to fight back, and that's where it starts. They bully us into thinking that we're not allowed to wear that.
Right.
Well, guess what? We're going to wear it.
I mean, we're in everybody's face. I think the worst that's happened to us, wearing our hat or anything, we may have gotten some looks in a restaurant, or
or a crazy guy, Elizabeth Warren.
Or we have our Trump flag out. People play their song. Everybody knows the song they play while they're driving by. They get a finger, and we tell them we're number one. Don't be afraid, guys.
Don't be afraid to stand up and fight back, guys.
Absolutely.
On that note, I wish I had a remote to stop this right here from this desk.
Kind of be glorious, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
It would.
Remember,
Shoot.
watch.
Get that phone, would you?
I don't know what day we're going to be out. Keep watching. We have a interesting surprise coming.
Yes, there's an interesting surprise coming this week, and then we'll be in New Mexico next weekend. Trump rally.
Trump rally.
All right, MAGA. Jeremy, kill it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Share, please, people.
And stand up and fight.
Stand
Don't
up
be
and
afraid.
fight.